Have you ever avoided a person because you had no idea what to say? Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, why did I just say that? Or maybe nobody really understands you. Well, my friend, you are not alone and you're in the right place. Welcome to Breaking Bad Communication, where we challenge the habits, headspace, and hangups that keep you from being heard. I'm Kathy Riley. I'm the founder of the Clarity Code and your guide with over 25 years in litigation and another 20 as a consultant, trainer, and entrepreneur. This podcast is your real world playbook for mastering tough conversations, building unshakable confidence, and showing up with the kind of clarity that changes everything from boardrooms to break rooms to your own backyard. So let's get ready to break bad together. And today we're going to be talking about a phrase that my mother said to me time and time again growing up. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Now, we heard that as kids, right? I know you did. God knows I did over and over again. She didn't really like one of my friends when I was a youngster, a super youngster. And, it applies today. I'm a 50 something. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am. I'm a 50 something woman, right? Mother, wife, business owner, speaker, trainer, entrepreneur, podcast host. And the same is true now as when I was 5 years old. Same is true for you. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Okay, so I have a story for you. And I'm going to pull from my book, Unleash Your Inner Voice. And this is a little section. We talk about my daughter. So when she was in second grade, okay, you guys got to picture this. She was in a school where they had like a serious production. Second grade, okay, second grade serious production. And it was a Bug's Life. So every individual, every student was an actor. They all had parts, they all had lines, and they all had full-blown costumes. I gotta tell you, it was the cutest thing ever to see my daughter head to toe in this little outfit, makeup, everything. She had a line, there was microphones. It was so stinking cute. I mean, it was a serious production. And it was, as a parent, it was wonderful. We practiced with her. We did rehearsals, right? As the mom took her to the rehearsals, and we all worked together. We had little groups and all this kind of stuff. And it was amazing. And about that same time, my folks, my parents, come to visit me. And every time they came to Colorado to visit us, they'd spend a week or two, right? Because they would drive up there. They weren't big on flying, so they would drive. And they made it like, weeks. They were gone for a month from their house. They just enjoyed it. And so my daughter, we were recapping this and we were telling it to my parents and explaining the production and showing them the pictures and getting all excited about how wonderful. And it actually triggered a memory for me. And when I was a kid, I think it was like sixth grade for me. So, 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. And I was in the play Oklahoma. Do you guys remember that play? And we all had to, just like with my daughter, everyone had to try out. Everyone had to have a part somewhere, somehow, something, even if it was, a silent, we all had a part. So we all had to, the boys had their certain, the girls had these, and we all had to try out for different roles. And I remember getting this big black notebook that had all the lines in it. And I've said this before, I'm an introvert. You guys, this is nothing new. So the idea of getting up in front of the room to rehearse to deliver a line was terrifying. Terrifying. So my anal retentive brain, what do? You prepare. So I prepared over and over and I practiced over and 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 over again just so I can get it out. And all the practice actually paid off. I don't know if it was good or bad, but I got the role. So I was Laura, and I remember Tom Sensi was Curly. So here we are, the stars of the play. And it was an amazing production. I can even see in my head doing that. Oklahoma, Oklahoma. It was incredible. So yeah, singing and dancing and all that goodness. And it was so much work and it was so intense. This is like a core memory for me. And we were recapping, so I was sharing it with my daughter who's in second grade at the time, and my husband didn't know anything about it. So they're like, "Oh my God, you were the star of the play." And we were talking about it, and I look over at mom and dad and I'm like, "Do you remember?" And they're like, "No." "Wait, what? Huh?" And I'm like, "You don't remember the play? You don't remember this? You don't remember that?" And they're like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." So I realized at that moment that, that was a bit of a kick in the gut at the moment, but it also realized that that was the environment that I was growing up in. And it wasn't, I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm saying I was the eldest daughter. For those of you that are old, the oldest daughters, you're going to get this. I was the second mom. Both my parents worked. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. We didn't have a lot of advantages. We did go to a Catholic school. They paid for tuition for that. So I got an amazing education and we had all this goodness, but I was the second mother. And there wasn't a lot of hand holding or cuddling or coddling or any of that. And you just, we trudged through, suck it up, buttercup. And my family, big Catholic family. So like my dad and my mom, they're best friends. It was always family, right? The sisters would get together, the family would get together, they would play, they would gamble, they played games, they would do all these different things. Every birthday, every celebration, every holiday was all about the family. And I realize that I missed a lot growing up. So one of the chapters is like in that moment with my daughter, I realized part of what I'm missing growing up. My parents who provided such value to my life and created a loving home may not have had the opportunity to encourage, to support, and to celebrate their sensitive and introverted daughter. And did not help her use her voice. Looking back, I know this was not intentional on their part, and I still never learned to use my voice. That second grade version of Jackie with people around her to support her, encourage her, celebrate her. Because of that, she excelled in sports, academics, leadership roles. She uses her voice then and today. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but she created that. She understood, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And I didn't get that growing up because I spent a lot of time with my family. That's all I had. I didn't have a lot of really, really good friends. I was the one that was giving. I was the one taking care of everybody else. I had one close bud in high school, but I didn't really have that, and I didn't know how to be that. More than anything else, I didn't know how to be a friend. And that led me to a very sheltered and to some degree uh, uh, non-visible life in my 20s and even into my early 30s. I was taught, raised, and lived to be seen and not heard. And that led me to my first husband, who I lovingly call idiot. And again, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And there wasn't a lot of happiness there. It wasn't a lot of happiness. So I had to figure out how to be me. And so if you're in a situation now where you look at the people around you, you don't feel good, I get you. I see you. I was you. And what we know now about the power of the people around you, they are what I call part of your committee. Now, in the book, I talk about combating the itty bitty shitty committee. So, if those of you that are listening, if you understand what I mean by itty bitty shitty committee, you're going to love this because our voices inside our head are stemmed from those people in our lives, past, present, that have left a mark on us, good, bad, or indifferent. So it could be a coach, could be a teacher, could be a parent, could be a best friend, could be an idiot ex-husband. Those voices are what play in our head because they have spent so much time with us. They were our friends and they became our future. So as you think about your world, your life, your mission, vision, values, what's going on with you, who are the people that you surround yourself with? Do they support you or do they confuse you? The people around you influence you so much more than just your social life. You think like them. Your confidence reflects them. Your communication style is reflective of them. Your standards are reflective of them. What you think is possible is reflective on who you spend time with. And I truly had an itty bitty shitty committee because I thought so little of me for decades because I was raised to take care of everyone else. I married an idiot. I was basically his mother. It was bad. I had to break that mold and change who I surrounded myself with in order to take that next step and identify the true version of me. So I invite you to stop and reflect. Who are the people around you right now? Are they people who lift you, support you? Are they gossiping? Do they have negative mindset? Are they accountable? Do you feel like you're accountable? Are they a victim? Do they have ambition? Do they have love and grace and respect? Or do they feel like the world, everything's happening to them? Their mindset, what they think about, pours over to you. And here's what, not everyone wants you to grow. Not everyone appreciates your change. There are people out there, when you start shifting and showing it differently, they're going to say, "Ooh, you're getting a little too much." Trust me, I know, because to this day, I still get people telling me I'm a little too much for them. But I'm a happy, positive person. And if you don't like it, then that's on you, not me. I know this. So who are the people? I invite you, I challenge you to really, really think about. Do they inspire you? Do they celebrate you? Or do they drain you? Do they make you shrink so they feel better? Take an inventory of all of this. So the action steps in my chapter, and this is chapter 5 in my Unleash Your Inner Voice. So here are the simple action steps, and I invite you to do these is start to pay attention to those around you. Pay attention. First of all, who are your positive influencers? Who are the people that lift you, inspire you, maybe even to challenge you a little bit, to be your authentic self and show up to who you truly are? Those are the people you want to spend more time with. Then start recognizing who are the people in your life that are bringing that negativity. They are negatively influencing how you think, how you show up, whether you use your voice, right? They are sitting at the committee table as the itty bitty shitty committee table. And guess what? When we talk about this committee table, these are the voices in your head. Those voices can change. Those voices in your head leading you, directing you, telling you you're all that or you suck, those voices can change because they are the people you surround yourself with. If you have people out there cheering you on, guess what? They're going to have a seat at your committee table. And so when something goes wrong, their voice is what's going to pop up in your head. instead of somebody who tells you you can't do it. So, who are the people, the voices that you hear telling you what you can't do? And then what you do is you limit your time around them. I have family members and people who are close to me who are bullies. I don't like spending time with them, which means I don't cut them out of my life because sometimes, especially if you're related to them, right, you can't exactly walk away. But what you can do is limit the conversations and the time you have around them. They don't need to know everything about everything. They don't need to know all of that. You don't need to, you can create boundaries around that conversation, right? And then fill in the gaps with the positive people. So do an inventory. Who lifts you or who makes you dim your light? Spend more time or find the people that lifts you. Limit your time with the people that dim you. And when you can do that, that's when your itty bitty shitty committee turns into a committee that's got your back, that believes that you are worthy. Because at the end of the day, you are. You are something amazing. You are a gift. You're a miracle. What you bring to the table is unique. Not everybody's going to get you. Not everybody's going to see you. So choose your circle carefully. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Your future is being shaped right now by those that you spend time with, by that normalizing that you've created with those around you. So choose carefully because the power is yours. And then as you change and as you grow and as you step into your authentic self, not everyone is going to be there for you. And that's okay. You will find the right people. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. Who sits at that committee table is yours. The voices in your head are yours. The friends, that's your choice, no one else's. So I invite you to take that power back so that you can be your amazing, authentic, inspiring self. So that's all I have for you today, guys. So, with that, I invite you, you can subscribe, share this with somebody who you think needs to hear that because as we grow and change, so will our friends, as will our future. So, if today's episode sparked a new perspective and gave you a tool, thank you so much because that's what this is all about. Remember, to be a powerful communicator, it's not about saying more. Nope. It's about saying what really matters with clarity, confidence, and purpose. And until next time, remember your voice matters. So keep showing up, keep speaking up, and let's keep breaking bad together. Thank you.